Hotepu everyone, this is King Ra Sumabathagbemi, and I come to you to bring you the news of the release of a program that I've developed over the last 20 years, a program of healing, our free, and I mean completely free, Healer's Initiation Training. This first came to me in the 1990s. Around 1997, I began teaching workshops in Atlanta, Georgia on these healing techniques. And they were among our most popular classes. And during a spring equinox ritual, upon meditating upon the stars of Orion, we call Osar or Sahu, the god Osar appeared to me in the visions and began to tell me how an ancient system that's very popular today was taught in ancient Kemet. And he commanded that I bring this knowledge to the world, this approach to healing, and that it be provided to all absolutely free of charge, because healing must not be a profit-bearing venture. When people are sick and hurting, it is immoral to charge them money. They're in their worst hour, feeling poorly. What they need is love, compassion, attention, and caring. So in honor of the gay ancestors of Kemet, we bring forth this approach to healing for one and all around the world. So we're going to dive right in, and we're going to start by looking at Orion. For it was from Orion this gift was received. And these stars deal with healing. Healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the spirit. And this star was very close to pharaohs, to all the kings. And so, as a king, my job is to feed the people, to nourish and care for the people. And Orion Osar said, care for their bodies, care for their well-being, through what I'm about to teach you. So, we move forward to the next image. And we see here, I think we skipped an image there, yes. So here we have the image of Osar seated on the throne here wearing the white crown of purity. And notice he's sitting, staring at four tiny figurines. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are called the four canopic jar gods. These are the jars that contained the organs of a person recently deceased. We don't call it a mummy, we call it a cocoon. He's not mummified, he's cocooned, being ready to transform into a new spirit body. But the organs were being observed by Osar, and Osar simply means your good DNA, the divine DNA in you. So your good DNA is keeping an eye on your organs. Since Osar is the same thing as Orion, that means that the stars of Orion watch your organs. They look over your health and well-being. We see here the four canopic jars with their names in Rinkam in Egyptian and what they each represent. The jackal controls your stomach. The baboon spirits control your lungs. The baboon is here. The human controls your liver, this jar here. And the hawk controls your small intestines here. During mummification, your organs are removed and placed in these magical jars of preservation. But these four jars become key because they link a whole tradition of religion to the organs. And this was preserved in China, known as the Bazi system and the Chinese healing system. And I have this video shot here to show you how the Chinese are really Africans. How the Africans migrated out of Africa and began to settle around the world in Eurasia, shown on this map. And here we have in Daojian, China, these 47 human teeth found that are Africanoid. Here you have a link, if you can just type it into your search, of a video on YouTube of a Chinese geneticist who wanted to first prove that the Chinese had their own ancestral origin. They weren't part of some other group. But as he began to research the genetics of Chinese people, to his shock, he discovered independently that all Chinese people are Africans. The first people of China were Africans called the Nakh, N-A-K-H, N like Nancy, A-K-H. The first Buddha statues were black Buddhas. You can Google all this, Google images online. And so this science of the organs as a spiritual system of healing went from, as you see here, Africa through Egypt to China. Next we see here what these organs represent. We see here 5 circles for the 5 organs. The canopic jars had 4 organs shown, but the heart was kept in the body as the heart scarab, and also the 5th element was called ether. We called it Nun. The Chinese system calls it Central Earth. Okay? So, quickly, we have 5 spirits of nature: the wood spirits or the tree spirits, fire spirits, earth spirits, metal spirits, water spirits. These spirits control your organs, as we'll see in a few moments. So the tree spirits burn to make fire spirits come to life. Fire spirits make the ashes that resemble dust of earth. The earth spirits grow metal as iron or metal ore in the bowels of the earth. Metal spirits shine like water, and water spirits feed the trees. So we have here a sequence of what I call the circle of creation, where one thing creates the other, and inside we have this thing called the star of destruction, where the wood destroys the earth by sucking up all of its nutrients, its minerals. The earth destroys water's flow by blocking it and channeling it. Water destroys fire by extinguishing it. Fire melts the metal, and the metal axe chops the trees. So we have the circle of creation, and then this 5-pointed star of destruction. Light and dark working together in all things, particularly in your organs and your healing. This is the same image with a little more overlay. We've now added for each element colors and organs. So the wood or tree spirits control your liver and gallbladder and are green. The fire spirits control your small intestine, your triple burner, your pericardium, and your heart. They are red. The earth spirits control your stomach, spleen, and also pancreas. They are yellow spirits. The metal spirits control your lungs and large intestines, and they are white spirits. And the water spirits control your kidneys and bladder, and they are blue. It's the same thing. Water grows the trees burn to make fire, the fire makes ashy earth, the earth grows the metal, and the metal shines like water. Water puts out fire, fire melts the metal, metal chops the wood sucks up the earth, and the earth blocks the water flow. Okay? We've just simply linked these spirits to organs. Now we're going to add another layer of understanding of the same principles. You see here the same colors, green, red, yellow, etc., the same organs, and the same element spirits. But notice that you have here, in this green circle, for example, dark green, pale green, bright red, and this kind of cream color, bright yellow, pale yellow. So the deep colors on the inside here represent the yin organs, the magnetic organs, whereas the pale colors represent the yang organs, or the more electric organs. A good rule of thumb: if an organ can have something pass through it, it is yang. Things can pass through your stomach. Things can pass through your large intestine. Things can pass through your bladder, like a tunnel. If an organ has a tunnel, it's yang. Okay? If an organ is solid, it's yin. The liver is solid, the kidneys are solid, etc., more or less. And we have the same circle of creation, star of destruction. But now, instead of having just 5 organs, we've doubled them to get 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These seem to have 4, but they're all part of the same system, the heart system. One's called ministerial fire and one's called pure fire. Okay, so moving forward, we now see the organs shown visually The same creation sequence, the same star of destruction sequence, but I've added here the words of power, that you will be initiated into how to really work and awaken these power sounds, heal your body, to heal your organs, to also heal your emotions and your luck. These sounds affect the luck through the base of the organs. The liver gallbladder sounds, which you will learn how to use properly, are s, guo, e, do. The heart has ha, ha, zhong, gung, a, shi. Your spleen, stomach, pancreas, if you have tummy problems or acid reflux problems, the sounds wu, gong, dong, eh, i will help heal them. The lungs have the incantation s, shang, eh. The kidneys vibrate to wu, chu, shri, yu. And the bladder responds to the sounds yu and bo. There are more sounds you'll learn, but these are the basic core ones. These sounds are truly powerful and magical. They can really change your life. So you're going to learn in this initiation training of healing how to absorb the power of the universe from the stars, the planets, and the power points of the solar system and galaxy, to absorb them into your system, into your meridians, into your organs, because they came from starlight. We are made of stardust. Literally, we are formed from the furnace of stars. All of the elements and chemicals in your body, the carbon and the nitrogen, all these things are born in stars. So you have to drink them in, we say, as is shown by the Kamau's images here, of the Kamau drinking in star energy into his pineal, pituitary, and thalamus glands here. Here we have a figure drinking in lines of energy, vectors of force, from 6 deities here, 6 here, each holding a sun. Here we have a sun in the front, a sun in the back, and the 3 stars of Orion. And this figure is absorbing all of this, what's called Ashemu, this chi, this ashe, into his system to heal himself. And as he does so, this is a snake, this black, you can't see its head, but this black wavy line here and here are snakes, or kundalini. So he's raising his kundalini because he's aroused here. He's got an erect phallus, means he's becoming creative and productive. He has the testes not shown because he's absorbed testicular energy, what's called tantra or jing yoga, and he has absorbed his sexual power. He's amplifying it by absorbing stellar and solar powers, or the chi of the stars, the chi of the planets, into his system. So the Kamau were very big into absorbing interstellar energies for health, well-being, and power. So then we'll take these organs, these nature spirits of tree, fire, earth, water, etc., and generate a chart for you. And this chart, as you notice, has the words of the spirits of the elements, the water spirits, the yang water spirits, which would be the yang water element. Yes, which would be the bladder, whereas the kidneys were the yin water, if you recall that image with the dark circles and the pale or pastel colors. But this is showing you that those organs do more than just heal your internal body. They have powers beyond your body. For example, in this person's case, is a random chart. Let's pick this one. Primary wealth, yin earth. Earth is the stomach. So the person's stomach meridian controls their wealth. Primary wealth means money that sticks around, money that accumulates, like a lot of savings, or money that isn't just fly out of one hand. You see, over here we see dynamic wealth, which means hot foot money, money that comes in one hand and goes out the other. What we're showing you here is that your money issues, for example, can be controlled by your organ meridians. The health of those organs dictate how you will react and deal with different parts of life, like money. This one, the yang water, is called inconsistent resource. I have renamed everything to make it more approachable, user-friendly. This simply means consistent fans. It means, flaky fans, inconsistent resources. You're flaky fans. People that don't really support you. You join with a project, with a group, they don't support you. You join a business contract, the other party does not support you. Your upbringing, your childhood, your education don't really support what you really want to do in life. For this person, that lack of support comes from the yang water, which would be the bladder. There's something dysfunctioning in the bladder system, the bladder acupuncture meridian. And because of that, the person attracts negative support systems, negative fans. Okay? Now moving on. This is the same kind of chart, only with more detail. And I want just to show you how much your organs control in your life. Notice here, the organs' health can bring clashes in your life, harm to you, accidents. Wouldn't you want to know that you're running a timing in your life where your organs will attract harm to you, an accident to you in a car, or doing something in the shed, or hammering something? The organs can bring you punishments. The law will get you. Your parents will get you. Your boss will catch you. Or self-punishment, which is self-destructive behaviors like cutting yourself or self-sabotage. The organs can bring you romance. They can bring you nobility. They can bring you success in academic adventures. They can affect your artistic skills. So the organs control much more than just their biological functions. Okay? So we move on. You also learn the percents of each organ's strength. These are strength percents. You see here, the metal spirits are only 1%. They're very weak. But for this person, this is just a random chart again, metal spirits control their power, status, and prestige in the world. Well, knowing that that person's chart has a 1% strength of power, status, and success in the world, this would explain why a person may have dreamt of becoming a great rock star or an opera singer or a basketball player, but never could pull it off, because their lung spirits are low in power. But you can strengthen them through herbs, colors, sounds, words of power, through meditations, visualizations, and certain movements that strengthen the lung spirits. Here, Earth controls their wealth, which is at 9%. That's rather low, rather weak, which would explain why they have a hard time making money. But you can strengthen your finances. Sure, you can go to Tony Robbins or something like that, or to Jan van Zandt, or you can also strengthen your health, because health becomes your wealth. Literally, in this technique, this approach, health is your wealth. By strengthening your stomach, spleen, pancreas system, you will be intuitively driven to make better financial choices, to attract and magnetize to you more lucky financial experiences. So, moving on. We skipped an image there. Now, when Osar spoke to me, he said the way they teach Chinese medicine now and Chinese astrology is the way the Chinese see it, but that the blacks of Kemet, the Kamau, taught it differently. We didn't use abstract words like yang water and yin wood. That's very abstract and very elitist. We're going to go through your kidney bladder system the way it would have been taught in Kemet, from whence Chinese astrology, Chinese healing system came. So, the kidneys are called the cloud spirits. The bladder, the urinary bladder, is called the river spirits. This is easier to follow because you know what clouds and rivers are like. You can relate to those. So, when you have a strong bladder, like a raging river, you are an ambitious, willful person. This river is willful. It will reach the sea. This gives you strong willpower. Now, the river meridian of the bladder goes up the back of your leg and back up to the back of the skull. This is that river we just saw in the image before that gives you willpower, drive, and ambition. If you have a low river, your urinary bladder is weak, that means you have no drive, no push, no end goals. Your ambition to go and get to places in life is not there. It also makes you very wishy-washy in life and easily swayed from your projects. You're easily distracted from your goals. But instead of saying, oh, you're distracted, you're a space cadet, you don't focus, that doesn't help the person. That doesn't heal them. If we say, oh, the reason why you're losing focus is because the river is low in your spirit. That we can fix with herbs, incenses, yogas, etc. So here we have the Niagara Falls showing a very strong river. Because when you have a strong bladder meridian, you are a very hard, like this river, you're hardworking, you're tireless, you're driven. You don't stop until you reach the sea, until you reach your goal. So driven people have strong urinary meridian bladder system. But if the urinary bladder system floods, is over the top too much, like this poorhouse being flooded, the result will be what? You become a workaholic. You don't know when to stop. You don't realize you reach the sea, now you can relax. You lose touch with your family. You're working all day long, you forget about your husband, you forget about your lover, your wife, your children, and you're always on the move, never knowing when to stop. You burn out. If a person is lazy, slothful, procrastinator, like Homer Simpson here, that's not because he is an evil person. It's because there's a deficiency in his river meridian. That's all it means. It's not personal, it's not insulting, it's not embarrassing. It just means this person's river meridian, his bladder meridian, needs help. Like on the engine dashboard, the check engine light, this laziness is a check engine light from the bladder saying, help me, help me, help me. Now, here we have an image of a river beautifully reflecting the landscape. Clear and sharp reflection. When you have a strong water meridians, you are self-reflective. You reflect on things very clearly. You're very thoughtful and you look at things objectively. When you have bad water meridians, kidney and river, or cloud and river, or if it's too much water, it churns up too much soot and soil in the water, making it brackish. Or if it's too low, it's just muddy. This means you don't think clearly. You're not very objective. But if you are not objective, it's because not that you're a bad person, but that your water is low. That's all it means, and we can fix that. So a good water meridian system means you're objective. If you are a person who walks through life with opinions and seeing through blinders, or people who are prejudiced and bigoted, their problem is their water meridian systems, their kidney and river system, their clouds and rivers are weak, deranged, or hyperactive. That's a huge sociological statement. What I'm saying is that through this approach, the prejudice, the sexism, the homophobia, the racism, all these isms have their root in poor river meridians in people. So through universal global water movements, bending that element, through water herbs, water sounds, we can begin to remove racism and sexism and all these isms from the world by strengthening and raising the water spirits in people's bladder and kidney meridians. That's a huge statement about how to improve society. So seeing clearly is a gift that the bladder gives you. In order to be successful in life, you have to see the project objectively. You have to say, okay, this is the truth, these are my numbers, these are my sales, this is how we're dealing with returns, etc. And you handle it objectively. That is given by the kidneys. Now, water can become concentrated, and that's why the bladder meridian and kidney meridians can help a person focus and concentrate. But since ice is a very short-lived entity, it controls short-term memory. If you forget details and things quickly, short things quickly, people's names, faces, where you're driving to, that means you have low water spirits in your meridians. Now the kidneys rule the clouds, what we call cloud spirits, whereas the bladder rules the river spirits. And the kidney spirits are like the effect that clouds have on you. they kind of take you into strong kidney energy gives you the power to go into trance very easily, into meditation very easily. Imagine you're laying on a picnic blanket under a beautiful blue sky at a park, staring at the clouds. What happens? You start seeing images and forms in the clouds, and your mind begins to open and imagination begins to bloom, like here we're seeing a dog in the clouds. So the kidney spirits, the cloud spirits, encourage creativity and inventiveness. You become a very good problem solver. You're very good at creating things. Also, the cloud spirits control trance in the sense of intense focus. Like you're hypnotized by a project. Let's say you want to become a famous basketball player, and you say, I will do whatever it takes to become a basketball player. And you work hours and hours, and you train, and you go to practices, and you go to games over and over. You are entranced by the idea of success. That power to stay focused on a target for that length of time is given by the kidneys. So if you are living in your mama's house at 45 years old and you don't have a job and don't have a car, that means you have weak clouds in your system. Not that you're a bad person, simply that your health needs help. Kidneys control the hydration function, where when you drink water, it doesn't just flush out, but the cells actually absorb it before you urinate them out. That's very important for cooling down your system and keeping all of the biological functions operating at optimal electrolyte levels. The kidneys control all anabolic functions of repair, regeneration, building up muscles and tissues. And here we see Wolverine, who was known to have instant healing powers. To us, it simply means he had a fantastic cloud kidney meridian that would heal him instantly. If you find you get bruised and you don't heal fast, or that diseases linger, you have cloud issues in your system. Good kidneys make you mature, like this fine young man here helping his mama with the groceries, or they make you immature. This man needs help. What needs help? His kidneys need help. His cloud spirits need help to make him more mature. Bad kidney energy, weak clouds, make you irresponsible. Also, the kidneys own fear, because every creature fears drought and the lack of water or rain. That's where that came from. Osar told me why kidneys and fear link. Also, when you're frightened, you do tend to urinate yourself. Fear of failure or fear of success, any kind of fear, is not because you are a crazy person and have problems. Our first approach must be, you simply have a weak kidney meridian. The clouds are not functioning. They're not providing the proper rain ratios. Weak kidneys give you premature ejaculation. Poor Spider-Man. This was not his night. They also bring you poor memory. Backaches. When you have a backache, it's the check engine light from the kidney saying, we are having problems and we're trying to get your attention through this alert. Help us, strengthen us, help the cloud spirits. You'll feel better in your lower back. Lower back also deals with fear of financial problems. Asthma comes from weak kidneys because the lungs have a lot of fluid on them, a lot of water, like they're constantly being rained upon from the clouds. So keep your kidney and bladder meridians happy and pure, as gentle clouds and flowing clear waters. Here is your kidney meridian in the front, and in the back is the bladder meridian. This is the clouds in you, and this one represent the river in you. Clouds and river, kidneys, urinary bladder. We will teach different movements and yogas to help strengthen these organs, to bend the elements, like in the last airbender, bending the fire spirits, the water spirits, the metal spirits, and strengthening the meridians through motion, yoga, qigong, and tai chi. As we see here, these ancient Egyptians dancing for health. Dance for health. Dancing for their organs, canopic jars, to be healthy, happy, and whole. And that brings us to the end of this video. So again, I welcome you all to review this video, to spread this video, because we're going to start teaching free of charge, absolutely free, all of my healing techniques. I've built these up, as I mentioned before, over 20 years. They work, they've been tested, they're solid. We must heal this world. The word Sahu means Orion. It also means land, property, territory, or estates, what's called feng shui. So we're going to heal our bodies, and we're going to heal each other, because I want to have the development of healers from all of you. I will train you how to become healers, laying on of hands, sending energy, colors, spirits, sounds, all kinds of subtle, beautiful healing techniques, and to also heal the earth through worldwide feng shui. We have to heal the cemeteries, feng shui those so the dead can be happy, heal your homes, heal our lands, heal our cities by good feng shui. So, we're going to build from this, hopefully, a volunteer class of healers from the Golden Beetle. And if you're interested, please contact us, stay in touch, and we'll make sure that you become a healing force on earth. Dwawend Hotepu.